If I have to say spoilers during this video, you aren't paying attention. That's all I have to say about that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special version of First Reaction. This is, in fact, not a first reaction. This is a kind of a second reaction, and basically probably what's going to be about 10-15 minutes of me going, eee! Let me put it this way, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a massive fan of the Master, if I haven't made that clear. In hindsight, I probably would have put the Master as first place in my first top 10 villains. Put him as 2. Probably shouldn't put him as 1. Because even just from John Sims' portrayal, the Master was always incredible. Incredibly large amount of fun to watch. And I adore that kind of crazy. John, like the 6th Master, and I'm getting to Missy. I'm getting to the 7th Master in a second. I adore the 6th Master because he was always so in control. He was always so perfect in everything he did. He always had a backup plan. He always had a plan. He always had some kind of a strategy, and he always did it with such style and such, I don't want to say douchebaggery, but my God, that victory lap was genius in, I believe it was Last of the Time Lords, where he just danced around to I Can't Decide by the Scissor Sisters, which I've been listening to all week, and just fucking with the Doctor. And I love that. I love the fact that when he aged it into like that little Gollum-looking fucker, that he kept him in a cage. I love everything about the 6th Master. So I was both very excited and very nervous when I found out that Missy was the 7th. Because the Master is this character who's very, very difficult to kind of get down, but if you get it right, it's perfect. Roger Delgado was excellent, from what I've seen, at least. I haven't seen too many of the Masters other than Roger Delgado, God help me, Eric Roberts, who I still stand by he did what he could. It still sucked, but he did what he could. John Sim, who was goddamn amazing. And Michelle Gomez, Missy, who is on par with John Sim, and I never thought I'd say that. Because we only get really one episode to watch her, to wind her up and watch her go. We get some of it in, like, the past segments, or in Dark Water especially. But what I adore about the 7th Master is she, like, at first when she got knocked out, and there was a scene where the doctors where they knocked the Doctor out to unit, I should state, and they bring them all to like the airplane hangar, and she's still unconscious, and they just wheel her by, and it's just kind of like a very passing moment. It's like, oh my God, they're not going to just like minor detail the Master. Of course they don't. Though I think they could have made it a little bit bigger, considering it's the fucking Master. But, well, you take what you can get. But what they ended up doing is they created, the Master is so, there is a scene. The Master always has a scene. John Sim, it was the, I'm wearing this for the gas scene, if you know what I'm talking about. What gas? This gas. I love that scene. I'm sorry. I watched that right before this episode. I love that scene. For Missy, it was, she's tied up. She's removed her handcuffs, though nobody knows it. No, actually, I don't think they actually tried to insinuate that. She just put like a locking thing on her actual bracelet. and she gets I can't remember her name, and I feel terrible because she's actually a pretty good character. Well, she was. Um, the nerdy girl who had asthma in Day of the Doctor, who had like the Fourth Doctor scarf. In this one, she comes back and she's wearing a bow tie, which number one was a nice reference. I like that. And she actually says bow ties are cool, which was it made me smile. And there's a moment where she just goes, come here. Actually, she starts. What was she singing? She starts singing, "Hey Mickey." Hey Missy, you're so fine, on my mind. Hey Missy, and she doesn't clap because her hands are in handcuffs. I thought that was. I'll get to that in a second. But she does that. She looks over to her and she just goes, "Come here. I got something to tell you." And she takes a minute to convince her. She just goes, "In about a minute, you're going to die. Gonna flop on the floor like a dead fish." And she backs off. She just goes, "There's no way I'm believing you." Just goes back to work. She starts bugging her again. And she's just like, "Check your pocket. Nothing in your pocket." Reaches in, grabs a thing of handcuffs. Holds up. "These aren't my handcuffs." Which is kind of a weird line now that I think about it. And then Missy starts putting on lipstick and just goes, "Yeah, they must be mine." She looks behind her. There's the master with the friggin' the laser thing. Compact? Is that what it was? At her throat. Shoots the two guards beside her and she just goes, what is it she said exactly? I think the girl, again, I feel bad for saying that because she was a good character, says something like, "You're not going to kill me. You need me to do stuff." And she's just like, "You know what? You're right. But there's one thing you forgot. I'm bananas." Shoots her. She just killed a recurring and adorable character. God damn it, that's beautiful. As a villain, again, I love the nerdy girl character. Terrible that I can't remember her name. But I love the fact that she actually killed her. And she didn't come back. She's dead. The Master just killed this character. Fuck. And then she almost kills Kate Lethbridge Stewart. She sucks her out of an airplane, but I'll get into that in a minute. And the whole time she's just wobbling around, and this theme that's playing while she's doing this is insane sounding. It's brilliant. It's this very crazy, very lopsided, it's like carnival music almost. While she's just flailing around and just being weird. And I love it. Because she's the most insane character I've ever seen in a Doctor Who. She's nuts. She's out of her mind, and she plays it so brilliantly. She's still very laid back, but she's much more the Master, John Sims Master. I'm never going to get used to saying that since I only really know one Master that well. But John Sims Master was very nuts, but at the same time he kept calm, and he was very egotistical, and he was very, he had a sophistication to him. Missy kind of has that, but she's way more on the side of loopy. She's bananas. I love that. The fact that she just described herself perfectly. She's nuts. She's bananas. She's crazy. She's cuckoo cachoo. She's insane. And I love that. But it also shows a different side, which was she creates the cyber army. She gives the control bracelet to the Doctor and basically says, you have two choices here. Either the Rain and the Cybermen kill everybody on this planet. I take the bracelet back. And I just rule everything. Or you take the bracelet. You kill everybody in your path. You do whatever you want with this. And that's everything. And we can do this side by side because I want my friend back. And it's something that the Master and the Doctor do have this camaraderie to each other. We saw that at the end of time. The bizarre romantic moments between the two, which is it's not the whole fact that she used to be a guy. It's more the fact that it feels like a fan fiction come to life. It's weird. That's my only problem with it. Is just the fact that it feels very, huh? But I I do love the fact that she does have that side to her that she just wants her friend back, and that's beautiful. Actually, that's very cool because it gives her another side, but at the same time, she's still the master and she's still fucking bananas. Um, then we get to the end, and this is the one thing that I don't like about this episode. Actually, they made it kind of unclear whether Missy got teleported, the master got teleported out of the graveyard, or whether she got shot and disintegrated by a Cyberman, who would later turn out to be Lethbridge Stewart, the Brigadier, because, the dead got brought back to life, blah, 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 who saved her daughter, he saved his daughter, though she's alive, but I don't know. That's my only problem with it, is that they didn't make it clear, because if it was a disintegration, it looked an awful lot like the transportation beam she used earlier. So I don't know, and not to mention the fact that it just felt very anticlimactic. So I don't know. That's the only thing that I'm unsure about. Everything else, she's up there with John Sim, and I hope she comes back. Granted, I hope she doesn't come back wearing a hoodie and eating hobos. Though that would certainly be interesting to watch again, but I don't think that she... I think that it would be very interesting to have her back. I would like to see more, of course, of the Master. The other thing is, they never addressed a couple things. Like, they said she was on Gallifrey, she regenerated, and then she left with a TARDIS. They never state, like, what happened. What happened to Timothy Dalton's character? I can't remember his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Rassilon. They never mention what happened to Rassilon, although we assume he's dead. They never mention what happened to anything. They also never bring up the drums. She never once says anything about the drums. Not even like, I don't have them anymore, or they're still there, tra-la-la. She's just... And admittedly, she was nuts, and I loved watching her every second of her, and I hope she comes back, but the little details they left out kind of bugged me. But again, we might see her again. She might come back in, like, the 12th Doctor's final episode when he regenerates. So, who knows? We might not have seen the last of him. Last of him, her, the Master. But ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you at Christmas for whatever the hell Nick Frost is starring in. Not that I care, because Nick Frost is playing Santa in the next episode. Woohoo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you then.